with the distribution of its most memorable secret, the energy for the freshest Hellboy establishment film, Hellboy the Crooked Man, is getting extremely high. Jack Kesy stars in the lead spot, and this 2024 transformation hopes to offer an alternative and hazier understanding on the notable comic book character Mike Mignola created, setting the stage for a thrilling true-life experience. The Secret offers viewers a captivating investigation on a universe wealthy in extraordinary dread and dull legends. Eminent for his flexibility, Jack Kesy fills in the extreme role of Hellboy, a half-devil legend doled out to battle underhanded powers, complete with the brand name Right Hand of Destruction and an incredibly impressive presence. The mystery shows Kesy's transformation into an unbelievable person. His exhibition proposes a more complicated, further Hellboy who fights his own inward evil spirits, notwithstanding outside foes. Profoundly investigating one of Mike Mignola's Hellboy books, Hellboy the Crooked Man guarantees a blend of supernatural fear and rich legends. The plot happens during the 50s, a period that lends a charming background to post-war America, seasoned with rustic supernatural quality and dull age-old stories. The story begins with a half-evil paranormal specialist, Hellboy, noting a pain call that carries him to the remote and creepy Appalachian Mountains, profoundly imbued in notion and history. The region is displayed as a person by its own doing, with its hazy landscape, abandoned bungalows and thick forest, proposing a reasonable feeling of destruction. The story relies on the Appalachian climate, which gives a horrendous yet dazzlingly lovely domain where the genuine world and the heavenly cross reside. Hellboy meets an upset neighborhood fellow tormented by his set of experiences. When he shows up, Tom Ferrell, having marked the agreement with dim abilities in his childhood, Tom's past is overflowing with regret and frightfulness. Presently, back to guarantee his spirit is the detestable soul of his past expert, the Crooked Man. Addressing the unadulterated, malicious Hellboy should confront him. The dull being is a witch and controller. The profound focus of the account is Tom's battle with his past and his requirement for penance. The human component roots the whimsical parts of the story. Among the most ridiculously awful foes in the Hellboy universe is the Crooked Man. His effect goes past basic actual struggles. He represents a more profound, more tricky evil sneaking on human slightness and uneasiness. Established in folklore, the Crooked Man's story revolves around dealings with Satan, dark enchantments, and a grouping of horrendous occasions burdening the Appalachian town for centuries. His definitive goal is to draw many spirits as possible to be expected into punishment. He is a persistent, sneaking danger. Looking for the mysteries expected to kill the Crooked Man, Hellboy and Tom set off for a perilous outing across the Appalachian wild. They happen upon various bizarre elements and obstacles, each reflecting the instilled tension and legends of the area. From abhorrent spirits to reviled curiosities, each step moves closer to the focal point of haziness that the Crooked Man rules. The plot revolves for the most part around the subjects of compensation, grit, and the battle against both internal and external evil. While Hellboy's goal is roused by his own troubles with his satanic nature, the general public frequently sees him as a beast. Tom's way is one of looking for a pardon and re-establishing his spirit. Their relationship and common reliance gives the story a greater intricacy, changing their battle against the Crooked Man from an actual clash into a representative one. At a showdown among Hellboy and Tom with mental dread and incredible activity, the story arrives at its decision. The Crooked Man, with the predetermination of Tom as well as the entire Appalachian people group in limbo. This last battle is set against a backdrop of old services and underhanded witchcraft. Settling this contention vows to be invigorating and genuinely satisfying, giving a finale that addresses the thoughts of penance and the triumph of good versus evil. Hellboy, the Crooked Man, deftly consolidates character-driven shows, awfulness and folklore profoundly into the otherworldly. The plot investigates the most obscure sides of human culpability and nervousness. This Hellboy film hangs out in the series with its climactic, nuanced characters and bad guy that exemplifies outright evil, since it offers a true-life experience that is both energizing and provocative. Hellboy, the Crooked Man's bleak reminiscence climate is rejuvenated by and large by the cinematography. The film's frightfully flawless setting is the Appalachian Mountains, whose rich backwoods, murky valleys, and deserted lodges with a sharp eye for detail catch a feeling of premonition, and Secrets is made by and large by how regular light and shadow is utilized. Hellboy the Crooked Man's cinematography imparts a story in and of itself, not just a visual one. The camera moves powerfully, catching the scope of the Appalachian landscape in clearings against close, claustrophobic shots in tense and alarming minutes. The crowd is kept tense by this differentiation since it emphasizes the feeling of risk and vulnerability. Long following shots in critical scenes encompass watchers in the activity and provide them with the impression of being a piece of Tom's risky excursion Hellboy is on. The visual story of the film relies fundamentally on lighting. Scenes set in the daytime are once in a while shady, with a grave state of mind made by diffused light through twilight lights and the inconsistent vacillation of a fire. Night scenes that make long shadows add to the three impressions of tension. Significant parts and characters are deliberately featured with variety, focusing on his outsider person. Hellboy's blazing skin stands out forcefully from the repressed foundation, frequently encompassed by deliberated greens and dull shadows. The Crooked Man and his dim power outwardly interference with defilement and corruption. These variety choices support the movie's topical subject and direct the viewer's personal responses to a few groupings. The cinematography of the film plainly shows its devotion to viable impacts and cosmetic application. From the surface of Hellboy's skin to the scars that denotes and uncover his past, close-up sees underline the moment's components for his appearance, keeping away from the too clean look that could result from a lot of PC-produced symbolism. The reasonable impacts utilized for powerful animals and elements are trapped in a manner that coordinates normally with the sensible taste of the image. The way Hellboy the Crooked Man is shot assists with making and saving the story's fear parts. In emotional arrangements, slow calculated camera developments help to make strain and let the apprehension grow progressively. In Hellboy the Crooked Man, the cinematography effectively takes part in the story as opposed to simply giving it a background. It wraps the viewers in the realm of Hellboy and the dull stories of the Appalachian Mountains in this manner, producing a vivid climatic experience. Famous for his ability to outwardly capture strong pictures, Chief Brian Taylor offers Hellboy the Crooked Man from his own viewpoint. The show recommends his ability to strike a blend of sensational ghastliness and activity-pressed scenes. However, just as irregularly displayed in the trailer, the supporting cast vows to give extraordinary exhibitions that highlight Kesy's Hellboy. The profoundness and the story intricacy of the film should generally be gotten from the trades between Hellboy and Tom, as well from the conflict with the Crooked Man. These individuals give the story of profundity, thus changing it from a simple otherworldly experience into an account of reclamation. Eventually, Jack Kesy's Hellboy the Crooked Man offers a charming and horrendous expansion to the series. Its dim state of mind, holding plot and magnificent acting raise expectations. Both comic book fans and new pursuers ought to accept Hellboy that investigates the space between loathsomeness and courage, subsequently offering a new legitimate retelling of a well-known character. So what are your views on Hellboy the Crooked Man movie teaser? Share with us in the comment section below. If you enjoyed watching the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.